What is up, y'all? It's your girl, Brand New, and honey, I am back in the building. This time, honey, I'm back with a love and marriage Huntsville extra, honey. We got Miss Destiny Payton Williams, okay? She was on the Carlos King show talking about Melody and how Kimmi kept coming for her, honey, at that last reunion. She's still cool, honey, with Martell, hook-headed Holt, honey, and her and TISHA, honey, they like besties, okay, child. Anyways, honey, without further ado, because it's only right, okay, I'm going to play some of that audio, and Miss Robinson, honey, will be in and out with her commentary.
Where have you been, baby, and why haven't we seen you on Love and Marriage Huntsville?
Well, you know, you had fired me at the reunion, so, you know, you were about to lose your job. You were about to lose. Let me stop playing. No, seriously, yeah, you came hard at me at the reunion, Carlos, real hard. And
let me say this at first. Destiny, you guys, she has a YouTube channel. I think it's Destiny Payton Williams. I don't know. Anyways, I actually watched one of the videos she had with her and Melnika, and they was talking about healing from all their past trauma. She talked about the pain of her divorce and filming on camera and being a single mom and constantly being served to go back and forth to the court, honey, with the barbecue sandwich, honey. Okay. So yeah, he really took her through that. And I really, even though I'm not a fan of Destiny, you guys, I'm not a fan of constantly having somebody in and out of the courtroom. Like, you already didn't want them, so what more, like, do you want? But some of these men, they are like that controlling. They want to control you while they with you, and then they want to control you after the marriage or relationship too. Okay, ask me how I know. So I'm not really with all that petty back and forth stuff, honey. Okay. But honey, some of y'all said that, you know, the barbecue is the better parent and he more responsible than, you know, Destiny. Oh, and she also mentions how her and Chris Fletcher, they got into it. It wasn't her and Miss Nail. She said they have recently patched things up. But that's neither here nor there. I want to get back to the video that I saw from Destiny and Melnika. She was being very transparent, you guys, very honest. And I really related to the video, you know, like with all the suffering, you know, that she's been through with her childhood and, you know, relationships and marriages not working out. I understand and can relate to all of that. Even the stuff that Melnika was talking about, I felt like they both made some very good points. It was a very good first episode, so y'all make sure y'all check that out. I walked away from that with a different impression of Destiny. I was like, wow, she seems more, you know, forthcoming. She seems more transparent, more, you know, just honest and vulnerable, and just, she really seemed like she was being herself, okay, whoever the hell that is, right? And I really liked it. To me, she was very accountable and responsible for her behavior and, you know, how she has, you know, behaved in the past. And she said, you know, she didn't know if she was coming or going. You know, when she was on Love and Marriage Huntsville, she was in a bad headspace. So I was like, okay, that's cool. That's cool, because, you know, we didn't all been there, right? I'm not a fan of how she acted, you know, on the show, but if you're going to be accountable, then I'm going to give you that. Y'all know me. I can be objective. I know how to be fair, right? So I said all of that to say this. You acted a certain way, Destiny, on that show, but in this interview, you revert back to your old ways. And I feel like you really have not changed. The way you know, go in on Melody and, you know, she ain't really showing all of her life. Y'all go hear it. And I'm going to chime in, you know, when she talk about all of that. But I just saw a lot of finger pointing, a lot of blaming. Even with the situation with Kimmi was like, girl, it's a lot of stuff we film. It don't make it to the show. You ain't the only one, da 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 da. You know, like Kimmi really spoke up about that because she was even frustrated with Destiny. And for Destiny to double down on that and have this attitude with Kimmi, I was not feeling. And I was like, oh, there it is. You really haven't changed because you still are looking at this in the wrong way with the wrong lens. You shouldn't be so defensive when it comes to, you know, the things that Kimmi was saying about you. Because what we have to keep in mind, guys, is when people work with us, they really get to experience us, our attitudes, our moods. And guess what? If she go to ask you a question and she feel like she's pulling teeth, that's her human right to get frustrated. And for her not to be accountable for that, you guys, I was like, oh, Destiny, now I see you the same way I've always seen you. You know, like you want the best for a person. You want to believe that a person has changed, and you guys, she just really hasn't. Like this interview, child, y'all go hear it. Y'all gonna be like, yeah, this heifer still don't get it. Still ain't changed. And yeah, it should have been fired. I thought Carlos did fire you because you know, refused to, you know, really talk about your real life. Even all this bragging, all these pictures of Moses and y'all all on each other just for you to say y'all not even really in a real relationship. Y'all trying to figure out y'all level of commitment, but you already probably been allegedly sleeping with the man. Like, girl, you are confusing, okay? And God is not the author of confusion, Destiny. Okay, you are. Okay, let's get back to it, though. Let's get back to it.
We'll get into that. Go ahead. We're going to have a real conversation. This is not prep. We don't have any, like, pre-interview questions. Go ahead.
Okay, but I will say this is, no, I wasn't fired because I feel like you get a bad rep about firing me. And that's not the truth. The truth of the matter, that's just actually, it was contractual issues that had nothing to do with you. And you actually called me right before the season started, and you were like, we're going to do a reset. I really want people to get to know who you really are, like, to get into your real story. And so I want to let people...
Girl, I don't even think you know who you are.
People know that. Carlos was not, I was feel like I was on chopping block with it.
Oh, my Detroit Destiny, honey. I am here for this. So look, I'm glad you talked about that. You know, listen, people like to throw so much shade my direction. They think I'm like this maniacal person who is super shady behind the scenes, and I do things behind people's backs, and I don't take up for this person, or I favor this person, and it's all of these weird things.
Y'all hear that? She also said in this interview that Mel was Carlos's favorite.
Into our conversation, I want to go back to the reunion because you made a comment about the reunion. Did you think I was hard on you at the reunion?
Absolutely. You got somebody bad at you, by the way.
Oh.
Most.
Why? The nigga you ain't even committed to, weirdo?
Is that your man?
He's mad at you from the beginning.
She don't even answer it. You still acting ambiguous, okay? You still like being vague, being evasive. Like, girl, you still haven't changed.
Because he feel like you came hard at me. Yes and yes.
First of all, I go hard on everybody. So that
I'm just telling you.
But I'm asking you directly. Do you think I singled you out and I don't go hard on other cast members?
You have your moments, absolutely. I don't think you singled me out, but I definitely felt the fire. I was in the hot seat.
You deserve to be in the damn hot seat. Like, y'all, comment below, honey. Let Miss Robinson know what's going on. Did she or did she not deserve to be in that hot seat?
You deserve to be in the hot seat.
Oh.
You don't.
Why Carlos the king?
You don't think it was warranted?
Maybe I'm biased because it's me.
No, look, you know, and we're going to have a real good conversation today. You know I love you. You know that, and you tell me if I say anything that isn't accurate. You know that I love you.
Listen, one thing I want to say too is that you know some deep secrets and you have been very protective of it. And I want to thank you for that. You know way more. I mean, it's never been put out there. I've never heard it back. Like, so when people say you don't protect people, that is absolutely untrue.
Yeah, no, people say this all the time. Well, thank you, my Destiny. People love to say, Carlo doesn't protect people. He doesn't protect... Y'all don't know what I do behind the scenes. I'll go ahead with that.
So if he goes so hard for you, then why did you feel attacked on the reunion? Like, some of the stuff she says, guys, it doesn't make sense. I really want to get guys to the point to where they talk about Melody. All right, guys, I'm going to play this one part and then it's going to lead into Melody's segment.
Going through your divorce, and you were filming last season, and you even say to yourself, I looked at myself and I'm like, I don't even recognize this woman. What were you going through that you're now able to say, oh, this is what I was feeling at the time, and that's why the audience wasn't connecting with me?
I was being very protective of the situation that I was going through, and it was a lot of things I was walking into from sitting with my attorneys for custody battles and sitting with my attorneys for another motion being filed against me. I'm being served by processors. So, like, I felt like I had PTSD. You know how many times I got served during that season? Like, processors beating on my door.
What?
Like, yeah. So, yeah, it was a lot. And I couldn't talk about it. Because legally, you know, in my divorce decree, and to clarify, in my divorce decree, it says I can't speak about my ex-husband on Love and Marriage Huntsville.
Child, oh, he is being really controlling, guys. Oh, and I'm like looking like, is he a narcissist? And this is why, right? Real quick. This is why I'm like asking, is he a narcissist? And I always ask, you know, is certain men narcissists? Because you want to pay attention to how they behave now that you are no longer with them. He already had discarded her. I don't know what she was doing. She was probably on her bullshiggity. I'm not saying the girl is perfect, but that's very weird for a person to file for divorce. While y'all living in the house, you being served in the damn driveway. Now you gotta keep, I don't know, it just seems like Martell all over again. Now you keep being back and forth to the courts and like, what do you want? What is the purpose? All that going back to court stuff, that is stressful. Y'all know I do not like Destiny like that, honey, okay? Because I see something in her character that's not right. I really don't know the barbecue side. But I don't, it's a bad feeling in the pit of my soul when somebody has to keep taking you back and forth to court. That is like weird over a child. And a lot of these men, you know, they love, you know, getting you pregnant and, you know, and then trying to control the child and, you know, they don't want you to really move on with your life. And so it's just, I don't know, you guys, I'm not having, you know, a good feeling about that.
And, I had to really sit in. I didn't even know. I had to accept it first. First, I didn't even accept it. And when it started to become a reality to me and what I was sitting in and what I was going through in the divorce, and then it was just constant motions being filed. Once I acknowledged it, once I spoke it, I spoke to you about it in private. And once I really realized that, hey, this is the reality of your life. This is a choice that you made. Now being on the other side of that and accepting that and healing from that and speaking to other women and helping them heal from certain situations has given me my strength back.
When you were going through that situation last season, who did you have to lean on to emote? Because what we didn't see on camera was you emoting for the cast members. You know, Kimmi said, like, girl, we be trying to pull things out of you. And
Kimmi was trying to be nosy. That's different.
You said,
the fact that she said that Kimmi was trying to be nosy, that disgusted me, because Kimmi really isn't that girl. Like, okay, we have called her out for all this bullshiggity with Maurice and her acting like a slave, okay? We didn't call her out for that, but what you not gonna do is play in our face and say, Kimmi is just nosy, Kimmi was just reaching, and she just wanted to be all up in my business. No, y'all were castmates. Y'all have to film scenes together. She's asking you questions. You didn't want to answer. You shouldn't have been on the show, period. you have to own your behavior. You don't blame somebody else. And so I'm looking at her like, were you doing this with the barbecue sandwich? Is that why he keep coming for you and keep switching up? Because that's kind of in your character too. Like, what's good?
You think Kimmi was trying to be nosy?
Carlos was kind of looking at her like, not Kimmi.
I'm a process person. Like, I will tell you everything.
Process my ass. And this girl had the audacity, honey, to be heading to the Stella Awards. The little gospel program. Child, ain't no Jesus up in you. Okay. There's a heathen up in you, but I don't know about no Jesus. And you may be sleeping with Moses, but you could still be of the devil, honey. Okay. How you doing?
Everything. But when you ask me, I'm like, well, why are you asking? What's what you want to know? You all up in what? Kool-Aid? What's up with yours?
Did you have anyone to talk to about this?
I absolutely did. Now, I have lifelong friends outside of the show, 25, 30-year friendships. So, of course, I lean into that. I lean into my life coach and therapist. But if you want to talk about cast members, like TISHA has become one of my ride or dies. Real talk, she's been there through a lot. I mean,
I don't feel like Destiny got a die soul. I think she lost, but, she ain't got a die soul like Mel. And it's very interesting how she keeps saying how her and TISHA is so cool. I'm not buying that friendship. Y'all go back and look at Carlos's face. He don't feel like the friendship is real. I don't either. I feel like it's some shiggity of, an enemy of my enemy is a friend of mine. That's what I feel.
Coming to the emergency room when my son ended up there and her bringing me food. Like, she's been there. Like, I done held the girl's hair on a girl's night when she was, and that's real friendship right there.
Not TISHA having a drunken night with the girl.
I didn't say that. I just said on the girl's
allegedly.
night.
Child, I know she was really misspelling stuff, mispronouncing stuff, just like that damn mammy of hers. Okay.
What happened was
TISHA throwing up? You held her hair back?
I was just saying, girls' night, we had a good time. Make sure.
Where do things stand right now between you and Melody?
They stand where they were left a year ago, a little over a year ago.
You two don't talk.
Mm-mm.
Do you miss your friendship with her?
I still have love for Melody Hope, and I really think that time in our lives, we both were really hurting, and we leaned on each other. And they talk about trauma bonding. We leaned on each other through some hard things. But one of the things that I learned about that relationship is that when someone wants to exit your life, you let them do it expeditiously. Call them their damn Uber and pack their bags and let them go on about their way. That's what I've learned from that. So,
what do y'all think about that?
I'm trying to understand and figure out where it was. And if I could break the fourth wall, to be honest with you, that relationship was sacrificed for a storyline for TV.
You believe that?
What? Carlos don't believe that.
Absolutely do.
You believe Melody sacrificed their friendship to have a storyline on Love and Marriage Huntsville?
I'm going to ask you a question. Do you know, or does anybody in the world on the cast know why we're no longer friends?
So
because you a fake ass bitch, Destiny. That's why. And you be flip flopping like the person you guys that I seen on her YouTube channel, the person I'm getting in this interview. It's too many of you. It's like there is no real, it's like you got imposter syndrome or something. No wonder you and TISHA cool, because that heifer got it too. She get it honest too. I don't know. It's like there is no alignment with her character.
Again, I'm only basing...
Hold up now. You don't run my show, child. Okay, damn laptop moving on its own, child. I'm in charge. Okay, I'm in charge of the girls.
What I was told at the reunion and courtesy of watching the show, right? It appeared two things were happening, and I would love for you to address it, debunk it, confirm it, whatever you want to do, right? I was told that a couple of things happened. First things first was Melody said when she was going through a divorce, since we're talking about women going through a divorce like yourself, you really don't know what's going on. You don't know who you are in terms of like whether you're coming or going, because it's the most devastating thing a woman can go through outside of death. But they did say divorce is like a death. Melody had said that when she's done filming, and obviously she was going through a divorce with this man that she was married to for, I think, 14 years, she sort of clocked out of the world. From production to cast members to friends, she clocked out because she was going through something difficult. And the interpretation was that, oh, well, there's this weirdness between us because you said this at the not this last reunion, the other one before that, with your beautiful red dress. You said that you would contact her and she would call you back. And again, stop me when I'm wrong, but that you would reach out and it wasn't reciprocated, right? And that's when she said these things. And then after that reunion, right, I felt like that reunion, I'm like, really good. Like, everyone's good. She is alleging that after that reunion is when she heard you and TISHA talk about her. And you said, what, did you have the glass of the door, honey, and you were doing this, child? She felt like she heard things allegedly. Okay. She alleged that she heard you and TISHA talk about her negatively. And you two had a scene at the coffee shop addressing it. And that's what I thought was the last straw in terms of the friendship. But did you think there were other things going on that could have... Oh, and then last but not least, she also said that she felt you was too charming with her ex, that you would talk about... that she would talk to you about confiding. And here I am confiding in Destiny about what this man is doing to me. And she alleged that one time you were on the phone with her, Martell clicked in. You said, girl, this is Martell. Let me call you back.
Yeah, you can't stay friends with nobody like that. That's not even realistic. When you're dealing with a narcissist and you got somebody like Destiny steady, allegedly feeding this man information, like, I wouldn't trust her either. Then you are over there with TISHA, knowing that at one point you was besties with Melody, or y'all trauma bonded, whatever. Y'all had a relationship, right? Now you over there with her op, and I know damn well, what do you do with a person and y'all got the same enemy? Y'all go gossip about that person. That's why she heard what y'all was saying when y'all was out in LA in that hotel room. Okay? So when you move like that, Destiny, when you move shady like that, yeah, somebody is not going to trust you. Yeah, they don't want to be your friend. You was very nasty and disrespectful to Miss Van. You said that she was pimping her daughter out. I think you are jealous of that relationship that Miss Van and Melody has together because, you don't have a mother figure. Is her mother in her life, you guys? I think she's close with her dad. I'm not really sure what happened with the mother, but she doesn't have that support, the way that Melody does. And it's different when you grow up with your dad. Your dad can never be your mom. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. I just feel like she does a lot of like shady things, and it's like she doesn't hold herself accountable. She's not objective about it to the point where she could put herself in Melody's shoes and see why Melody would distance herself from her. I don't know.
Okay, so let's start at the beginning. I don't want to drag this out, but I do want to make it clear. After the LA situation and what the cup to the door situation, we had to sit down. We had to sit down. Outside of that, we went to brunch. We talked. It was stated that I don't think you were talking crap about me. It was who you were talking to. And from that reunion where I had the red dress on, maroon dress on, it was she realized in that moment that her and TISHA hadn't gotten to the space that she thought they were in. And at that moment, she declared her enemy. So again, nobody is privy to that until I sit down or I wasn't until I sat down with her at that brunch outside of cameras and everything. And so we came to an amicable place. After that, talked about the breakup she was going through.
Is this off camera?
It's off camera.
Okay.
And after that, she came to my house, and then the next thing I know, we're beefing at the coffee shop. So there was nothing but before that. It was a conversation after LA, and it was, we're cool. And then it was, that's why you saw me like, what? Oh, here we go. Like, what is this? Because I just didn't understand it, and I don't know where it came from. But, and then the whole thing with the chummy situation, like, let's let that be dead. Like, come on now. I'm probably one of the only female friends Martell got that he ain't.
Ooh.
You know what I mean.
Oh, is that a dig at Melnika? Because, you know, they was allegedly in them sheets together, her and Martell. So, I don't know, honey.
But I've known Martell since I was 15 years old, and that's my brother. And I would never, first of all, you know how many times Martell has said, tell me what you know.
He would ask you that?
And I'm like, hey, what you know, I know. That's it. Ask him. You know Martell ain't no good liar, so ask him.
He ain't a good man, period. Okay, child.
I just loved it. I loved it. And I know when a friendship is based off of convenience, like, well, girl, let me be friends with you so we can have an alliance on this show, like other cast members on other shows. I didn't feel that way.
Child, she got an alliance with TISHA.
About the two of you. I genuinely felt the connection that you two had. Is there any...
And Destiny, really quickly, guys, Destiny was jealous of Tiffany and Melody's friendship. Remember when Tiffany first got on the show? Destiny got upset that Melody was always defending Tiffany. So for you to team up with TISHA and you don't know how that would probably make Melody feel... And you was the same one that was, yeah, but you ain't got to take up for Tiffany all the time. You know, let her stand on her own. And, you know, you was so jealous of that. But, and I'm not saying Melody was necessarily jealous, but that would make me feel a way if somebody that was a good Judy of mine, good girlfriend, she team up with my enemy, with my op. Now they hanging out. Now, you know, like, come on. What's good for the goose is good for the gander, girl. Okay, so how do you not know that that's a betrayal, okay, that you did to Melody? That's a betrayal to me. What do y'all think?
Way of a reconciliation, because I'm going to say this. One thing we know based on Kimmi's breast cancer diagnosis is the fact that life is too short. And when you take inventory of what you may be mad at with the person, you have to ask yourself, is it really that deep? And again, I'm on the outside looking in. I don't feel like what y'all went through is that deep. You didn't sleep with her man, she didn't sleep with yours. You didn't do anything bad to her kids. And like, to me, it's not that deep. So with that being said, and knowing life is too short, and even Kimmi...
It is deep, Carlos. This can't be repaired. Because Destiny refuses to own her part in it. She felt like she Miss Innocent.
Express that too. Is there any chance, or are you even open to a reconciliation with Melody?
You never say never. You never know what life throws at you. But I will say this. I would have to be in relation with the person that I know off camera. You have to show up in your truth.
What do you mean by that?
The person that I got in that season, was it last season, wasn't the person that I knew off camera. So, yeah.
In what way? Explain. Like, you know, like, stop being so damn vague and passive aggressive. Like, what's the difference between male on and off camera? Okay? I felt like, I don't know, you guys. I just feel like she's being, you know, evasive about stuff.
I'm not in the business of faking it. If it's not there, it's not there. So if it was, I know I said last season, absolutely not. And in my heart of hearts, I kind of still feel that way. But again, life throws different things at you. So I would say, you know, never say never. But where I sit right now, I feel like, you know, I'm moving forward with, you know, my life, and I want to move forward with my friends and my family and people that I love and that support me. And she likes doing things alone. And I think that she'll be successful, get to the top alone. And I want to bring my friends and family with me.
Why you don't understand that she needs time away from people? Okay? Why don't you understand that? Why don't you respect that? What do y'all think of that? Well, she just want to do everything alone. We don't see her doing stuff alone. We see her with the kids. Yeah, she takes some time after filming this stressful ass show with this narcissist to be to herself. What's the problem with that? You're not adult enough to understand that and to give people their space. You took your time and space and energy and did you, and Melody didn't punish you for that. Okay? She found out on camera that your divorce, it was final. That was it. It's okay for you to do certain things, but when she do it, it's so bad. It's so horrible. You have a lack of compassion, and we have to understand everybody deals with things differently. It doesn't mean they don't care about you. I'm a lot like Melody. When I'm going through a lot, I isolate myself. That's just how I get through. Well, you shouldn't be like that. That's who I am, though. Period. If I need help, I know who to reach out to. But a lot of times it just helps me to be on my own, to be by myself, to let things pass. That's it. It may be a water sign thing. I think Destiny, an earth sign. You know, sometimes you guys are a bit more social. It depends on the person. But yeah, like people deal with things differently and you can't punish them for being who they are. That's a part of her character and who she is. Same thing with Stormy. Stormy don't understand it. You know? And you know what Martell put that woman through, and she's still going through it now. Okay, with this custody case and back and forth to court with him over the children and, and who babysits the children.
Last thing about this particular section, because I want to address what you said earlier. You said that you felt Melody wanted you out of her life. Called the Uber and was like,
when someone wants to or gives you signs that they don't want you in their life, you call them the Uber and let them go right on out to sunset.
Why do you feel that Melody did not want you in her life anymore?
I don't want to sit in her not wanting me in her life. It's just, the way you move, I just move different. I want to bring my family, my friends, my loved ones with me. We just move different.
Do you still keep in contact with Martell?
I do.
Of course she do. Of course she do. I don't know why you even asked that. But honey, what we getting ready to do is we getting ready to get up in this comment section. Yes, Lord. That's what we go do, honey, because it's not official, honey, till we see what the people think about all of this. So one person says, Carlos, this is one of the most insightful interviews yet. Carlos and Destiny let it all hang out. I don't know if that's what I got from it, honey. Another person comments to that and says, all but accountability. Yeah. Another person says, what exactly did you find insightful about this interview? What I found is that Destiny Payton is really a fraud and was never a real friend to Melody and only wanted to use her for whatever benefits she could from and out of her. When Melody finally learned that for herself about how and what Destiny was doing and saying behind her back, she cut all ties with this fraud. Destiny tries to play dumb like she don't know why Melody cut her off. The friendship, she absolutely knows the reason, point blank and period. To Melody, it's now like Destiny, who move the heck on with your friends with benefits, Moses and Martell. Ooh, not friends with benefits, honey, okay? And do whatever it is you're doing. Destiny Demon Payton, not Demon. Oh, yeah, and she dropped the Williams. Williams is La Barbecue, okay? He made a big deal by her taking his last name. Damn, last name don't mean shit because you got rid of her real quick. I want you to have my last name. I want you to do this. I want you to do that. I want you to do... That's what some of these men do. They want you to sacrifice yourself, and they will leave your ass just like that. That's why I say, hell to the no, to the no, no, no. She did right, honey, by hyphenating it. Okay? But, yeah. Okay, so the person goes on to say, and maybe your next interview with Carlos, you two can talk about someone other than Melody Cherie Rogers, not Holtz. Yeah, she is back at Rogers. She called that girl Melody Holt. Okay. She called her that. I took notice of that, honey. I'm like, Destiny, the girl, done did a whole name change, but yeah, she wants the broken Melody. I could tell what type of person she is. Some of our friends, you guys, some of our exes, I know I went through it in my life. You know, some people, they just want you to be the unevolved version of yourself. They want the struggling version of you. They don't want the person that's, you know, reaching their goals, that's becoming successful. They are threatened by that. That's why she kept Holt at the end of Melody's last name. It may sound like something small to y'all, but I caught on to that. She wants Melody to stay in the burning house, honey. Okay. Another person says, I miss Destiny. Bring her back to the show. Remove fake mail. Okay. Another person says, I enjoyed the interview. She took accountability and helped us understand her mindset during that time. Girl, what was you watching? Ain't no damn accountability. Okay, let's look at some more comments, honey. Another person says, and please note how she felt through the divorce is likely how Melody was when she was going through it and is still going through it. Divorce causes mistrust and detachments. Melody probably questions everyone's intentions, especially those still close to Martell. True. The only relationship she doesn't seem to question is Kimmy's, even though Kimmi will defend his behavior and say he's a good guy. You could tell in her and Mel's interactions that she trusts Kimmi and cares for her. Everyone else on the cast for Mel, she keeps at arm's length. Nothing is wrong with that. They are her co-workers. Yep. Another person says you can't be close to two people going through a divorce. It makes no sense. Melody probably saw Destiny was close to Martell, so she decided to withdraw. Who knows what information Destiny might even accidentally share with him. Destiny even said that's her brother. Yeah. See, when you say stuff like that, that means we close. I'm going to tell you, you know what you need to know. We saw her go to Martell's house on the show and they got the what? Gossiping about Melody. She said she wanted to talk to Martell because he knows who Melody really is. That's how she flip-flopped. Okay, now you see all this hell and pain this man put this woman through, and you're going to actually go to his house and be like, yeah, I'm going to go and talk to him, the person that put her through everything, and I'm going to talk to him about her because he knows how she really is. How about he's responsible, for how she is? Okay, because after you deal with a narcissist, you will never be the same. Ever. Okay? You go change for the good, and some of it is going to be for the bad, too. The stuff we've seen Martell do to Melody is probably just 1% of what's actually happened. I don't blame Mel at all. I told y'all. I told you, people see that. Another person says, I was here for this interview until Destiny started acting like a revisionist historian. We all saw you go from person to person discussing Mel before the coffee shop. She did. Another person says two things. Why is it that Destiny can come to terms with the fact that she was going through something, i.e. divorce, and we understand that, yet Destiny couldn't understand that with Melody? She hasn't come to terms with that yet. Why is it on this season, everyone, TISHA can't understand it with Melody again? She can and won't talk about Martell, business, and etc. Another person says she wants grace for not knowing who she was while going through a divorce. However, she is not willing to give Melody the same grace. I told y'all, that is how I know she is full of it. If she come back to the show, I wouldn't watch it. That's how much I don't like her. She gives off low vibration. Shout out to Stormy. Lived all over the U.S., but the only man she's still close with is Martell Well, okay, girl. Yeah, like you are friends. You are calling a narcissist your brother. A man that put out this revenge P tape. He was getting ready to, okay, allegedly put that out there with his side chick. But he your brother and he ain't did nothing to me. And well, he ain't did nothing to me. I don't like them kind of people either. Okay? I don't like that. Dangerous. Melody did right. Another person says nobody missed her bad energy and aggressive behavior. Yeah, on the interview, she denied being aggressive. She denied that. Her bitterness was very hard to watch on TV. Another person says Destiny is still deflecting and is very guarded. Not sharing and not lying are two different things. Another person says, please leave Destiny where she's at. She was on national TV serving nothing. Another person says, then why couldn't she understand what Mel was going through with her custody battle, her ex trying to take her kids? Another person says she was still avoiding answering questions about herself. We don't need to know that Tisha threw up at Black. What are you up to? What do you have going on? I understand the need for privacy, but we get nothing to connect with on her personal journey. Another person says this interview just proved to viewers who Destiny truly is and nothing has changed. Still throwing shade at Melody, even off the show, still having an attitude. I could've, should've, would've, BS. You need to tell me that producers prevented you from showing your true self or telling your story. Oh no, my fault. You were also forbidden in talking about your divorce. So there's only one layer about you. Going through a divorce, you had a business, couldn't make a storyline out of that. Your only storyline was fighting with Melody, just like everybody else except for Kimmi. And she says the biggest misconception about her was that she always had an attitude. Well, in this interview, I didn't see nothing different. What did I tell y'all? It's the same thing with Maurice and him and Kimmi getting down, to the Fox Soul, honey, trying to clear up his name. Okay, you did more harm than good. And at first, when I told y'all, I was like, wow, it looked like Destiny has, grown a lot. She's matured, like when I watched her on her YouTube channel, and then when I caught this interview, I was like, yeah, you still haven't changed. You still have not changed. Like, girl, the fact that you still think you could be cool with Martell and TISHA and I'm not at all saying, they have to be enemies of yours, but no, ma'am, you can't do that, girl. Okay. You was jealous when Mel was over there with Tiffany. You was jealous of Mel's friendship with Stormy. You was acting real like possessive. So for you to be over there with TISHA and you think it's cool while y'all discussing Melody, honey, child, make it make sense. And I know damn well y'all was gossiping about Melody. I know, because she said, you guys, on the interview that her and TISHA, when they was out in LA, they wasn't gossiping. Yes, y'all was. All you need is the same enemy with a person. That's going to spark conversation. Okay? So, girl, bye. Another person says the gaslighting during the post-firing interview is crazy. Carlos be killing me with his fake ass. Ooh, child. He doesn't protect his women on this show. He knows he's the only one who basically said Destiny was fired during filming. To me, it's more crazy that the narcissistic men on the cast been getting platforms to try to clean up their bad behavior. Now, that part is true. Okay? That last little part. Another person says Destiny is delusional. She thinks she really didn't do anything to Mel. Another person says Mel and Martell put Love and Marriage Huntsville on the map. Oh, yeah, because they also talked about how Melody is Carlos's favorite. She ain't got to, share who she's dating. Hell no, she gave all y'all a damn job, an opportunity. She ain't got to show who she dating. Y'all got to show who y'all married to, though. Okay, or who you dating. You didn't want to bring Moses on the show. Why is y'all upset? That's another thing that pisses me the hell off. You could have brought this man on the show if y'all relationship was even serious, but you admitted that basically you was capping for Instagram. Cause y'all in a situationship. Cause it's what, still long distance? Why is y'all still long distance? Why y'all ain't moved in? She talking about she wanna have a baby with him. Y'all gotta watch the whole interview, but I didn't wanna, play all of that. Okay, because I wanted to get some comments, honey, from the people. Okay, we got to see what the people think. Okay. Okay, so the first 3 seasons, Mel gave her guts to the show, and nobody can say she didn't. Martell did too. So F what these people are saying about somebody being delusional about Mel. No one on that show has given as much as Mel and Martell in their real life. Yeah, she also tried to come for Kimmi, and her coming for Kimmi really pissed me off, because I'm like, Kimmi she not that girl that to me you should be coming for. She not the person you should have a problem with. Okay, well, Kimmi don't show all of her life. We don't hear all of what's going on with her, and like, girl, shut up. She gives more than you. You just upset that she called your ass out on that reunion, and that's your ego. Destiny is one of those people, as long as I look a certain way, as long as I sound a certain way, then I'm good. But no, like, we want to make sure you legit, you being real with us, okay? And Kimmi wanted that from you too, but she could see through your ass. Y'all know that she's cool with TISHA. Miss Codependent, she ain't got her own brain. She know Kimmi gonna call her ass out. That's why she ain't close with Kimmi. I see you. I see it, girl. Another person says it's really interesting she's still recovering from being married for a year while Mel's trying to recover from a marriage that lasted over a decade. Exactly. Like, why do y'all... And I get it, you guys. She's still stressed out because the man keep taking her back and forth to court. I'm not really a fan of that. But then again, I don't know, like, what's really going on with them. Okay. So the person goes on to say, while having someone use the court system, TV show mistress her children to continue to abuse and attack her. If my friend at 40 changes their number, stop texting. My concern is about their well-being, not whether we are still cool. Another person says, I think the hate for Destiny makes people incapable of being rational. She has the right to decide to not stop being both their friend and not choose. That's fair, just like it's Mel's right to say it's a no for me. This is normal divorce stuff people go through every day. I'm not seeing where y'all see hate from. This lady looks like she's glowing and happily has moved on. Y'all should too. Whatever. Another person says, I have always had a soft spot for Destiny, and I still do. However, she absolutely was evasive while on the show, and this made for an unpleasant viewing experience at times. I do believe that the other cast members don't give their 100% unvarnished truth. She also threw the other castmates, honey, under the bus. She said she don't feel like everybody is sharing everything. Oh, and especially Melody. She was like, it's a lot of stuff we don't know about Mel. And I didn't like that. I felt like if y'all not cool no more, y'all not cool. But I just feel like you should be neutral. And we know Carlos is messy and he gonna be reaching, trying to get stuff up out of you. But you could have like went somewhere else with it, Destiny. Okay. You didn't have to, say anything bad about Melody, period. Because you don't know, honestly, what's going on in her life now, okay? The person goes on to say, but if we're being honest, that's normal. The breakdown and aftermath of Martell and Melody's marriage is an example of people bearing their soul, and it can get very ugly. Another person says, nope, let Destiny stay gone. She's still problematic and still is giving bitter. Another person said, I would think she would have more empathy for Mel going through a custody battle. Exactly. Another person says this interview shows that Destiny is not ready to be a reality star, and that's okay. She still appears secretive and guarded, so stop trying to force it. Another person says Destiny is still a no for me. She goes to church, but she's pointing the finger at Melody. Yeah, because when she was on her YouTube channel, she got this, and I go to church, and I love the Lord, and all of this. Okay, she was doing all of that, honey. She be up in the amen section, honey, up at the church. Okay, but she has three fingers pointing back at herself. They both are going through a divorce. Melody shut down and Destiny felt rejected, so she turned on Melody by talking about her to TISHA. Thank you. When Destiny first came on the show, I loved her because I thought she was a real true friend who would have Melody's back, especially since they were going through some of the same similar situations in their marriages. And the same for Stormy. Stormy did the same thing Destiny did. So sad. This is one of the reasons I no longer watch the show, besides Wanda, too many snakes in the grass, honey. However, the comeback show should be about Melody and Destiny truly rekindling a real, genuine, true friendship with an apology to Melody, Miss Van, the Mellometers, and sharing her true story. Girl, she ain't gonna do all that. Going through a divorce would help so many other women. Destiny confessed, looking back at the show, she wasn't herself due to her divorce. If Destiny can do that, we can forgive her. As fans of Love and Marriage Huntsville, I don't know about that, child. Another person says, so divorce was so hard for her, she wasn't herself. Yes, she expected Mel to remain whatever she wanted Mel to be for her. She couldn't understand Mel needing space and why Mel looked at her sideways after finding out conversations she had. Only Destiny was getting back to Martell. Huh? Say what now? Another person says Destiny absolutely danced around all these questions. This is why we question her authenticity. Thank you. Maybe if we could see her life past the divorce, we would understand Destiny more. The interview did show a little more of her. I feel like y'all replaced Destiny with Kiki because Kiki don't care what she says. LOL. Another person says reconciliation between Destiny and Melody is not a good storyline because there is a user and liar between the two. As a producer who creates, but you can't put your will on someone. Destiny showed Melody who she is, and she showed herself to social media. She acted as if she hated Melody. We don't want to see anyone that resembles the Cabo 6 situation. Let sleeping dogs sleep. Ooh, child. Not the Cabo 6 situation, honey. Another person says she made it clear that Martell is her friend, and I can't blame Mel for trusting her. Another person says the friendship would not continue when Destiny has a real friendship with Martell since school age, and when the divorce and subsequent court case dealing with Martell would have automatically decimated their connection. How could Destiny not understand this? Now take Destiny's ride or die new off-camera friendship with TISHA would make it impossible to have a relationship because all of them, with the exception of Melody, were Martell's friends. Melody's friendships with them were through Martell and the wives stuck by their husbands, who are all friends. For Melody and anyone in the situation, all of those friends' ties to her ex would not be optimal in her new divorce life. Yeah, that's true. You gotta get rid of certain people that's connected to him because they ain't gonna do nothing but run back and tell him all your damn business. Another person says, Carlos, you have to stop forcing folks to go back down memory lane about Melody. Destiny did not initiate this Melody piece. Why can't people just exist without pushing Melody on them as if they aren't allowed to move on? Another person says the irony. Destiny implies that she didn't know who she was nor how to process it all after her divorce, yet you sacrifice You sacrificed a friendship to forge an alliance with TISHA, whom you knew Mel had issues with, and she's supposed to trust you. That part right there, baby. You were extremely vicious in your actions towards Mel, and to suggest that you have tea on Melody after she came to your rescue when you needed her the most, with a friend like Destiny who needs enemies. Exactly. Healing, maturity, growth, and forgiveness need to take place for Destiny to truly know how to be a friend. Yeah, I agree, honey. I agree. Okay, I agree with all of that, honey. All right, you guys, that's all I have to say about all of that, honey. Get down in the comments. Let me know what you thought about this here video. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. I am your girl, brand new, and I will check you guys out in the next video.